Well, we're finally here. Tears of the Kingdom releases this year, and yet Breath of the Wild still has more things to show us, so we're gonna keep making videos about them. If you continue to follow this series and want us to keep going through to the sequel, just hit that like button. Here we go. Throughout the game, most lookout towers have sentries in charge of guarding enemy encampments, and they're pretty much always equipped with warning horns, calling for backup when enemies are spotted. In most cases though, this job is solely dedicated to Bokoblins and Lizalfos. Moblins and Lynels never got these, but at some point they were thinking about giving them horns as well. In the book Creating a Champion, there's a photo showing all the horn designs for not only Bokoblins and Lizalfos, but Moblins and Lynels as well. The Moblins horn seems to be a long spiral type animal horn, while the Lynels version appears to be handmade with bits of scrap metal and a connecting chain. On the same note, developers initially had a hard time choosing a natural sounding horn, and were thinking of using traditional instruments like the French horn. But a programmer suggested they use his horn he had at home, and after bringing it to the studio, the team chose to use it as it created a great sound for the game. New year, new glitch. Breath of the Wild still has discoveries that lets us see the game in new ways. The newest additions include a glitch called map storage and arms. No, not the game arms. Map storage stores the compendium or map screen while the game is still running live, allowing you to control both at the same time. This can lead to playing the game in a semi-2D old school style format from the top down. Arms, on the other hand, is an addition to map storage, which allows Link to have complete invincibility, infinite stamina, and true freedom of the map, being able to go and climb anywhere without being voided out, as well as storing weather effects and carrying them across the map. This can lead to some neat situations, such as freezing snow in the Gerudo Desert, sweltering heat waves in the Korok Forest, or even raining thunderstorms on Death Mountain. Most players knock down trees with a woodcutter's axe or double axe, which takes down trees in 1 to 2 swings, but by using a cutting weapon that does less damage or even 1 damage, such as the one-hit obliterator, with each swing, the cut actually gets slightly deeper and deeper until the tree is fully cut. Trees, by the way, have 40 HP, and it's just that tree cutting weapons such as a woodcutter's axe and double axe do bonus damage. You know your good friend the sand seal, helping you cross the desert sands easily. But did you know that different seals have different speeds? Rental seals and seals lent to you during special events will be the faster seal, while seals caught in the wild will be a little bit slower. Here's a bunch of back-to-back small details about Rito Village. They of course have little windmills catching wind scattered about the town, but if you take a closer look, these windmills are just a bunch of tiny kites attached to each other. Most players have never bothered to actually look, but have you seen a Rito sleeping? You can often see the Rito kids sleeping on the lower levels because they are shorter, but for full-grown Ritos, you'll have to climb a little bit higher to catch them napping up in their hammock at night. And they even have a whole special animation of getting up and jumping down out of their bed. And on top of that, even though it's impossible to talk to them at this angle, if you use a small stepladder, you can actually get high enough to interact with them while they're sleeping. If you look around the Rito kids' sleeping area, there's a bunch of cute chalk drawings scattered about each pillar of the room, such as little dragonflies, fish, apples, and butterflies. If you scare the Rito kids with a remote bomb and then have them talk to you, you can have them combine their singing notes to you. Creating a Champion explains how Rito houses have platforms on the backside for villagers to take off and land straight from their house. Funny thing is, most of these houses have another platform in them as well, this tiny one on the upper left, way too small for a standard Rito to sit on. Well, at least you can hang out up there. Breath of the Wild has hundreds of special conversation checks that you may have never run across. You can catch the young Ritos singing next to the shrine, and if you talk to Ghenli, she'll thank you for getting her outside to sing. But if you collected 120 shrines, Ghenli instead congratulates you and tells me I'm a good boy. I guess I'm a dog now? Another small one is how conversation changes at the Lover's Pond with Wobbin and Perta while it's raining and not raining. Wobbin comments on her beauty in the rain, and Perta notes that she doesn't want to get her flowers wet in the rain. At Sasa Kai Shrine, Cass sings a riddle to hint at players to shoot at the sun while in the Sheikah Tower's shadow. Thing is, there's actually a second opportunity to do this. Shooting the moon at night works just as well, because the moon is a reflection of the sun's light. At Suma Shrine, players are hinted at using a snowball to cast a shadow on a special switch to unlock it. But this shadow mechanic is not tied specifically to a snowball. Any item that casts a shadow works, including cryonis blocks, barrels, metal boxes, treasure chests, and even big enough weapons can do the trick. Players may have witnessed some electric Lizalfos have some strange properties with water. If one is found in rain or in shallow water, it'll partially or fully be wrapped in a conducted electricity ball. But try the choo-choo jelly version instead. Drenching them with choo-choo jellies will cause them to create a much larger one of these. In many quests, Link is given small rewards, usually in the form of materials. But what happens if you're given these rewards when you have 999 of said material? Well, you won't be able to get the reward, which makes sense. But what's interesting is that the developers thought ahead of this situation, and actually made unique dialogue for each NPC in every one of those situations. Examples such as Koyen saying she recommends you drink up and sell off your milk to make room, or Mei telling you to hurry up and sell your Staminoka Bass to make room in your bag. Collecting 999 milks without glitches sounds like a very daunting task. One of the most common glitches players have run into is making inactive guardians clip through the ground using stasis. It's because this half sunken into the ground position the guardians were placed at were a little bit buggy. With these guardians though, if you wind bomb or BLSS quickly to them before they have a chance to load in, and then go into bullet time just as they appear, they start to go a little bonkers. Here's a fact that I unfortunately cannot show you without the use of a mod, because we don't have the ability to control where Talus spawn. But trust me when I say this is how the developers designed this. Did you know that Talus actually have auto-camouflaging skin in the base game? When they first spawn in, they actually read what bedrock material they're on and match it to their own skin. This lets us see many Talus skins that could have been possible in normal gameplay but were never seen, such as this dirt and brick combination, this loose gray gravel and plant combination, a material we've shown in a previous episode called cliff cheese, an ash and black talus, and even a cobblestone talus. While again, yes, the talus placement is a mod, these skins you see are not modded. This is Breath of the Wild's engine naturally at work, and we never got to see its true potential in the base game. What was your favorite thing you learned this time? Let us know in the comments below. Of course, we will keep going with this series into Tears of the Kingdom, where we'll continue to gather a bunch of facts for you. But for everything else, keep it here on GameSpot.